profound and very timely. I learned that we don't rise to the future that we desire, we build into it intentionally. So our decisions, our actions are all reflections. They are reflections on a future that we desire. So I want something and I am willing to pay the price for it. I want something and I am willing to build into it. So I'm not just saying that I want it, I'm actually taking the steps towards what I want. So I want to on this, you have to understand that God gives you direction, but it is discipline that makes sure that you see what God has promised. So it's not something that is left to chance. It's not something that is mystical, right? It is something that is intentionally designed. So this masterclass particularly is to help us to stop reacting to life and start responding to life. To start responding to life by building life intentionally, by ensuring that sorry that life is designed in such a way that you do not lose out, right? So today's masterclass is going to do five things. Number one, I want you to be able to effectively communicate your next 5 years. Number two, I want you at the end of today's masterclass to be able to build systems for consistency and discipline. Number three, I want you to be able to make decisions about God's leading, and I want you to make it confidently. Number three, I want you to be able to translate your vision to daily execution habits. So, what you do daily. And number five, I want you to develop accountability structures that will sustain growth. And I'm going to share with you a framework that I have worked on to really build and really scale my life. And that framework is called Build. 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 Build framework. B stands for behold. So see the life before you build the life. See the life before you build the life. Number two is understand. Understand. Know who you are before deciding what you need to do. So it means that who you are shapes the steps you will take. So there are certain things that you would not do just because of who you are. So who you are becomes a game changer. Who you are becomes a thing of importance, a thing of relevance, a thing that you need to really pay attention to. All right. Number three is install. Install, and that's you working on your systems and your habits, understanding that consistency will beat intensity every time. Consistency will beat intensity every single time. L, please, can you still hear my voice? I just got feedback that someone can't hear me, so I need to know, can you hear me? All right, thank you. Can I get an admin to just type that Jewel should maybe log off and come back in? If you can't hear me, I'm faithful for me. I know you guys are here. If one of you could just let Jewel know if she could just log off and come back in. Now, I know a lot of you want to write notes and all of that. You get this replay. So I'm not hoarding it. I'm going to give it to you. Get this replay, all right? So you get access and you'll be able to listen. So I want you to pay attention. I want you to be able to ask questions. I want you to be able to engage. I don't want you to be distracted though. So pay attention. Awesome, Joel. Leverage, of course, to turn goals into scheduled actions. Turn your goals into scheduled actions. So I want to be able to say that I have a goal at the end of the year to earn 100 million naira, for example, right? I have a goal of 100 million naira income goal, all right? And then 100 million divided by 365. Can someone help me do the math? 100 million divided by 365. 100 million divided by 365. That should be around 275. They're about 270. Yeah, 274,000 thereabout. Awesome. Thank you, Joy. So that's the amount I need to earn daily to ensure that at the end of the year, I'm going to have had a 100 million year. Do you see? So it means that every day I need to sell at least 100 million, at least 274,000. That's an actionable goal. So all of a sudden, 100 million is no longer so big. It means that if I can sell 274,000 naira daily all through the year, at the end of the year, I should be able to meet my income target of 100 million. Do you see how simple it is to make money? So many times we set very big goals, but we do not convert it to systems. We do not convert it to things that are actionable. We do not convert it to something that we can work with. And so it feels a bit off. It feels high-ended. So it feels like I'm working on this thing, but it's so out there. It's something that I can't even imagine it happening. How many of you now believe that it is possible for you to earn 100 million naira? Just knowing that you can, if I earn 274,000 naira daily, I can earn 100,000 naira. Yes, 270, yes, 274,000 naira daily. I should be able to finish the year with 100 million. So now the question now becomes, what can I sell that I can sell every day that can bring me 274,000 naira at minimum every day? So your leverage is your ability to turn your goals into actionable actions, into scalable actions. Then D is defend. So you must be able to protect your future from your moods. You must be able to protect your future from your habits. You must be able to protect your future from yourself. So you're not going to be a prisoner of your own self. You're going to intentionally now posture and position yourself for the greatness that you want. So if I say I want to read 12 books at the end of the year, an average book, for example, I would calculate and say that an average book has 300 pages. 300 pages times 12 books divided by 365 days will let me know how many pages I need to read a day to be able to achieve my goal of reading 12 books at the end of the year. But I'm going to decide that I'm going to read every 12 noon. And because that's my lunch time, I'm going to take my lunch break to read. You see that I am protecting my future from my mood. So whether I'm having a bad day, that's not the business of my goal. I'm able to go ahead and achieve my goals despite my mood. So, are you ready to learn? Awesome. But have you seen what I'm trying to explain to you though? Have you seen how easy it is that for you to achieve your goals? How easy it is for you to be able to do what you need to do without being under pressure? Because it's not as hard as you think. Can you believe that you can now earn 100 million if you get a product that can sell 274,000 at minimum? So at the end of the year, you can say, wow, I made 100 million this year in sales, not profit, in sales. That in itself is liberating, knowing that it's not as hard as I think. Now, many people are not silent or are not confused about life because God is silent. So we pray consistently, but we live randomly. So many of us are just doing things randomly. Many of us are just living our lives to chance. And that's scary. We're confused because we're living without structure. So we can love God sincerely, but still waste our years unintentionally. I have learned that intention it is not spiritual by default, it is learned. So the fact that I have an intention doesn't mean that it's going to happen if I'm not going to pay attention to my intention. So many of us want to live a purposeful life, but we need to first understand that it's not just the desire, it is having what can sustain what it is that we see that God wants to do with our lives. And some of us are tired, even though we're doing things. So every morning you wake up, you're doing something, you're pushing for something, you're achieving something, you're working on a project, you have something that you're thinking about. You're not lazy, but you're just tired. By the end of the first quarter, you're burnt out. You cannot build what you have not first sat down to count the cost. Even the Bible tells us this in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. It says, write the vision and make it plain. God did not say pray division, He said, write it. What you cannot describe, you cannot execute. If I cannot tell you how to come from your house or your area to my house, then you can't come. Unless maybe you've been here before, you know the area, that's how it can work. Many of us are living in this hope mode. And for those of you wondering what is hope mode, you begin to say things like, oh, I just want to do well. I know that God has something great for me. I'm just figuring things out. That sounds spiritual, but it would, at the end of the day, look like delay. Because if you cannot describe the future that you're building, then you cannot pursue it. If I want to, this is a remote, and it's the remote for my ring light. Now, if I want this remote to work, I'm going to make sure that it has something called a battery. Do you see that there are batteries in here? Now, if I take off this battery, no matter how many times I press this remote, the light won't come on. So I can pray in tongues from today till next year. But because I'm not intentional, I'm not structured, there is no flow to the outcomes, to the results that I'm pursuing. I end up being frustrated. So I want us to begin to engineer our lives intentionally, engineer our results intentionally. I have learned something. You don't need 10 years to change your life. In fact, 5 years is long enough to change your life, and it's short enough to waste completely. See, 5 years, long enough to change your life, short enough to to waste it completely. The difference is structure. Many of us are thinking in days and weeks. There are some people that are thinking in seasons and in years. If you plan your life weekly, life may feel uncertain. There's something about having a long-term picture of, for example, saying between now and December, this is what I want to achieve. When I have that mental picture of, oh, this is what I want to achieve between now and December, what happens is this: I begin to create structures around my life to ensure that I am able to achieve what I said I would. Do you see? Now, many people make decisions based on opportunities, but you have to learn to make your decisions based on who you are, not the opportunity available to you. I learned something that delivered me 3 years ago. Opportunities are endless, but my destiny is specific to me. So my yeses must be tied to my destiny, not my opportunities. So, for example, if someone calls me now to say, oh, Rejoice, there's a crusade in my village and I want you to be the guest minister, that's beautiful. But at the core of who I am is not evangelistic. I can make a great altar call as a preacher, but I'm not primarily evangelistic. So that may not be a perfect fit for me. So I'll decline that opportunity on the basis that it's not a perfect fit for me. You invite me for a personal development conference and you ask me to speak on it from the lenses of faith, I'll jump on it. Why? Because I know who I am. At the core of it, I am interested in the growth of people, and I want to do it from the lenses of their faith so that people will not feel that they want to grow detached from their faith. Do you see what I'm saying here? So, as people, we must learn to define who we are first, your identity first, before you plan your life. Now, I want us to do an exercise, and I remember doing this exercise years ago, but I want you to do an exercise. I want you to close your eyes, everybody. And then I want you to picture you 5 years from now. That's in 2031. Picture yourself in 5 years from now. And no, I don't want you to think, oh, I'm blessed, oh, I'm rich. I want you to be able to describe it. I want you to be able to see the house you're waking up from. I want you to see the kind of work that you're doing. I want you to see the kind of problems that people are coming to you to solve. I want you to see your skill set. I want you to see the kind of discipline that you have in your daily life. Picture your family. Picture your work. Picture your faith. Don't just tell me, oh, I'm spiritual. I want you to see a picture of your faith. Do you see it? Has anybody seen it? You may not see everything, but I want you to see something. Awesome. If I could get two more people that have seen it, then we'd continue. Awesome. How was it? How was what you saw? Because I need you to have those pictures. You know, this year I didn't just do a vision and um event for myself. I intentionally wrote it down. I journaled what I wanted to see, the kind of house I want to be living at the end of the year, the kind of person I want to be by the end of the year, the kind of life I'll be living at the end of the year. I designed it. So I didn't just want to design my year without deciding who I want to become. Let your identity drive you. Let your pictures give you momentum. Does anybody want to share? Okay, so Jedediah said, what I saw was beautiful to behold, the kind of person I want to be, who I want people to see in their minds, what you want your name to be mentioned for. Amazing. Thank you, Jedediah, for sharing. Simple but impactful, not just to me, but those around me too. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, right, let's continue. So, this is something that I want you to do, right? If you, some of you ask questions like, okay, so how do I, oops, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I turned off my camera. Okay. Um, so some of you ask questions like, okay, how do I have an identity blueprint? I want to give you, like, I'm not going deep into identity. I'm just giving you the peripheral, right? The basics. The person I am becoming is someone who consistently, now fill in the gaps. Think of your habits and your behaviors, not just your titles. Think of your habits, think of your behavior. Don't just think of your titles. All right. Mhm. Number two, people come to me because I help them do a, that's the value you create. So what are the predominant questions you answer whenever people interact with you, whenever people come to you? What are the predominant questions? Number three, the skills I must master to live this life are, so I'm talking about your trainable abilities, so the things that you need to get better at. Number four, my weekly lifestyle includes. Now, I want you to describe your routine, not your goals. Describe what you will do daily. Describe what an average day for you looks like. Number five, I will intentionally stop, listed out. These are behaviors that cannot exist in your future life, the life that you want to build. These are things that you're not going to carry into it. All right. Now, you just wrote about a future, you just saw a perfect future. Many people are stuck because they accept too many opportunities. You want to work with everybody that you like. You want to be in the room with everybody that you've seen on social media. You want to listen to everybody that has something to say. You're going to get confused that way. So I like everybody, but I don't want to work with everybody. I like everybody, but my circle is streamlined. If you joined the first, second, third master classes, you would have maybe heard me mention my success circle of trust. Those are the people that have my attention consistently. Now, there are people who I believe are coaching me in a season, whether through their books or through their materials of any sort. I'm being coached by them. But I want to teach you something, and this is not in my notes, but this is personal to me because I believe a lot of us need it. I call it my decision filter. So before I say yes to something, it must pass through these three filters. Are you interested, or should I just move on to my next? Because it's not just about having an identity. I feel that it is also very important that you know how to make decisions around that filter that you have. Number one is alignment. Does this opportunity match the person I'm becoming? Does this opportunity match the person that I say I want to become? If it is a person, does this person match the person I want to become? So if I say I want so 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 and so 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 to be my friend, and it's not just, oh, her clothes are nice. Does she match the person I'm becoming? If she does not match the person, if he does not match the person, we can't be friends. I'm sorry. You can be in my life, I can know you, but when it comes to friendship, I'm that picky. Alignment is everything. Number two is timing. Is this right for the season that I'm in? Is this right for the season that I'm in? And that question answers, okay, this opportunity, does it match my season? This relationship, does it match my season? This friendship, does it match my season? Do you get? Does it match the season of my life? So there are people that are in your life that are outdated. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but I had to say that. There are people in your life that are outdated. They are 4 seasons behind. So they are not supposed to be in your life anymore. It's not that they are bad people, but they are just not the right destiny fit. So some of you are experiencing certain things in your life because you're carrying dead weight. You're carrying people that you should have let go of in previous seasons, in your current season. Now they are too heavy. So you share things with them and you hear, you sure say you don't ready for this thing. You weigh, you that cannot even hold on to man. They know 7 versions of you ago. You've evolved, you've grown, but they're not recognizing it. They're not honoring your growth. They're not honoring your journey. They're not honoring who you are becoming. Do you get? So it's not just that, oh, I like them, they like me. No, are they a right fit for my season? Now, there are people that are in your life all seasons. There are people called the all season friends. There are people, they are the all season relationships. Do you get? Number three is necessity. Does this move my life meaningfully forward? I put it this way. Does this person move my life in the direction of my destiny? Does this person in my life, does it move me? Do they move me in the direction of destiny? Do they move me in the direction of the future that I want to have? So it's not just a temporal excitement. Oh, I'm friends with this person. I know this person. That's great. But it's this moving me in the direction of the future that I've seen for myself, the future that I prayed for myself. Is this moving me that? If it's not moving me, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to take the opportunity. I'm sorry. I'm not going to accept you in my life because you're a time waster, no matter how good you are. And this is how I protect myself from distraction. So maybe I see a hot topic on social media and I am tempted to, go and read all about it. I ask myself these 3 questions. Rejoice, this thing that you're reading, is it aligned with who you're becoming? This thing that you're reading, is this the right time for you to have this knowledge? This thing that you're reading, is it necessary? If the answer is not yes to all 3, then I'm not doing it. Some people, I know my mentor tells me that she does 2 out of 3. For me, it's 3 out of 3. My time is way too precious to give it a 2 out of 3. That's like a 70%. Nah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, Does this help somebody? So let's move on. Remember, today there's participation marks. So in part one, we've designed direction. Now let's solve the real problem. All right, part three. Like I mentioned when we first started, I said most people rely on intentions. Oh, I intend to write a book. You will never write it. It is very rare for a person with intentions to achieve what a person with systems does naturally. I intend to lose weight. You don't have a plan. I'm sorry, you don't have a plan. You just want to lose weight. It's just mouth work you're doing. So you would never actually be able to lose weight. So you need to be able to create systems. What are systems? Systems is a repeatable habit that produces results, whether you feel like it or not. It is a repeatable structure. It is a repeatable habit. It is a repeatable thing that you're doing that will produce for you, whether you want it to or not. So it's not, your systems are not emotional. Your systems are not your, how will I put it now? Your systems are not something that you wake up in the morning and then you say, today I feel like sleeping. If you have systems in your life, your system will checkmate your feelings. Are you with me? Your systems will checkmate your feelings. Like if your systems is that thing that will make you think, like, are you kidding me? This is not sleeping time. This is not sleeping time, it's working time. Your systems are what to say game over, like wake up, become intentional. It's your systems. Your systems will challenge you. Your systems will challenge you. All right. Your systems is what makes your goals easier to execute. See, can I shock you? Consistency is not a personality trait. Nobody was born with a consistent personality. Nobody was born that was born consistent. So nobody came to this world and their gifts, they had the gift of consistency. Nobody. Consistency is an environment you design. So I can design my life in such a way that I am consistent. I'm doing the same things I need to do daily. The first person that showed me a picture or modeled a picture of consistency for me was when I listened to John Maxwell. He said, was it 5 things I do every day? I read every day, I write every day, I speak every day, Sha mentioned like different things he does every day. Now, in my head, I thought him doing everything every day means that if he's writing 10 chapters daily, he's writing 20 chapters daily. But over time, I just learned that that was not what he meant. That wasn't what he meant. When he says he does stuff daily, he did not mean that, oh, he read 10 chapters daily. I was listening to a particular podcast, and those that are in my inner circle maybe have heard me tell this story where I said that, listen, he said, I read every day doesn't mean that I am consistently reading daily. I'm reading 20 chapters daily. He said, no, that's not it. When I say that I read every day, it means that I make sure no day goes by that I do not read, even if it means one paragraph. Have you seen? So he could be tired, as tired can be. But consistency says this needs to get done. He said, I write every day. Says there are some days I write 3 pages, but there are some days that all I write is one sentence. But I write every day. So you see that it's not tied to his emotions, it's not tied to his schedule. He writes every day, he reads every day, he speaks every day. So you can create your life and literally make your life predictable. You can design your life in such a way that you know what people know what to expect with you. You can be that boring, but in that boredom is power. In that boredom is power, because you are so powerful in the midst of that boredom. So you are bored, or people are bored, but there's power in it. Do you understand? See, discipline is not trying harder. Discipline is not trying harder. In fact, let me shock you. If you require effort every day, your failure is guaranteed. If effort is required daily for you to do what you need to do, then failure is guaranteed. Because I promise you that a day will come. That day will come. I enjoy my work so much. I've been working since I think about 8 a.m. this morning, and today is a Saturday. I've been working since about 8 a.m. Things that I scheduled for next week, I've already done, like some of them, I've completed them. Why? Because I don't rise to the level of my goals, I fall to my systems. That was something that James Clear said in his book Atomic Habits, which I absolutely recommend. If you're here and you've not read Atomic Habits, you need to go read that book. Now, if your day requires constant decision making, your brain will choose comfort. If your brain needs you, oh, we need to make this decision, your brain will naturally tend to comfort. So we have to learn to remove that decision fatigue. And instead of asking every day, what should I do today? You design a life that most days already have an assignment. So, like I told you about John Maxwell, right? I read every day, I write every day, and all of that. So, his life is already designed in that light. And I try not to think of it as a weekly schedule or a weekly calendar. I think of it like a rhythm. It means that it just naturally flows. It just naturally flows. It's easy. It just flows. So, for example, So I'm privileged to work for myself and to work from home. I have this team method. So for my weekends are normally ministry or coaching weekends. So Thursday to Sunday, I am doing ministry stuff or I'm coaching. Um, Mondays are my day off. Tuesdays and Wednesdays and some of Thursdays are my creative days. So if I want to be creative, if I want to do my content, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the most likely days for me to work, and maybe an occasional Thursday. So my life is designed around this thing. So ministry days, I'm a ministry gift. I'm a preacher in the city of Abuja. So ministry is a major part of my life. So my Saturdays and Sundays, are somewhat busy. So I'm either preaching somewhere or I'm preaching in my local assembly that I'm privileged to serve, or I am ministering in the place that God has committed to me, or I'm having coaching sessions like this one. So if you're privileged, design your life that way. Even if you're not, create it. See, there was something that my coach taught me. She said to me, your 9 to 5 sustains you. Your 5 to 9 is what determines how long you stay in survival. Your 9 to 5 sustains you. So your 9 to 5 pays you a salary. You're able to sleep, eat, have what you want. Your 9 to 5 does that. It caters to that. But if you want to escape survival, what you do between 5 to 9 will determine how it will be. So for example, you live in the city of Lagos, there's traffic, you're on your way home, there's traffic. What are you doing in that traffic? Are you complaining? If all you do is complain through the traffic, then you will be in that traffic for the rest of your life. But imagine you're in Lagos traffic and you're reading a book. Let's say you can't press your phone, so you buy a hardcover book and you're reading a book while in traffic. By the time you get home, you have read at least 2-3 chapters. It shows that you're intentional about your future. Or what are you doing when you get home? Some of you say, oh, I can't do content because I have a 9 to 5. What are you doing from 5 to 9? What are you doing from 5 to 9, 5 to 10? What are you doing? Can't you record your content then? Can't you push it out then? Can't you respond or focus on your business, trying to run your business at that time? You don't have an excuse. You sincerely do not have an excuse. Sorry, please, can you still hear me? I think something was buffering. So let me just make sure that you can still hear me. Awesome. 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 So it's not just about knowing what to do per hour, right? It's determining what day happen, what can be handled in particular days. So you can have a deep work day, for example, and deep work days would be creation, building skills, studying. Do you understand? You could have an execution day that would be centered around tasks, errands, operational work. You could have a connection day. Connection day would be around meetings, collaborations, relationships. So I noticed that my life got so busy that I was not reaching out to family. I was not reaching out to my friends the way I used to. So I set a day out on my phone where it is literally call your friends and family, reach out to your friends and family. I had to do it consciously, else I'd become so busy and so successful and have no people in my corner. Then there's growth days, there's the thinking days, where you sit down and you think, no phones, no social media, you're in stillness and you think. Then you have a recovery day, a day of rest, a day of reset. Just eat your food, sleep, wake up, eat again. That's your privilege to live alone. If you live at home, obviously African parents don't believe in sitting down and resting. But it just means that you know what you're doing today. It means that you know what to expect today. It means that you know how it's going to be today. So it's not just a casual or a careless thing, it is intentionally designed. I know what to expect. I know the kind of activities that happen on creating days. I know what to expect on my recovery days. So I don't joke with my recovery days. I'm going to rest. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to go out on a date with my husband. Those are what I do for rest. So you must understand, okay, how does my body recalibrate? How does my brain reset? Obviously, if I'm going to pour into you this weekend and teach you this weekend, it's a 2-hour session, but it takes me about 6 hours to prepare. Right? And so my 6 hours of preparation, the 2 hours, by Monday, all I want to do is to watch Netflix and brain rotting movies and hang out with people that I love. If everything is important, nothing gets done. If everything is important, nothing gets done. You want to prioritize your life and know that, okay, these are non-negotiables. For me, my Mondays are non-negotiables for me. It takes a whole lot for me to sacrifice it. If everything is important, nothing will get done. Nothing. Everything can be important to you. Everything can't be. I'm intentional, I beg. You guys have turned me to PG English person. So everybody has 4 batteries. And this is something that I had to learn, right? Something that I had to learn. Life is not just measured in time, but in energy. And a lot of times we're spending our energy, not our times. So, 4 batteries. Number one battery is the spiritual energy. So, this is where prayer comes in, journaling, scripture, meditation, reflection, things like that, devotional. This is where it comes in. This is where it plays. This is where God centers you. Your spiritual energy is important, and it is the foundation. Now, if this is not paid attention to, that's your spiritual energy, you'll be building from a place of performance, not rest. And that's what many of us do. So, our only times to get in touch with God is prayers in church. We don't have that personal devotional time where you have some time with God, you're listening to God, you're leaning into what God is saying. Many of us, many of us don't have that. So when it comes to doing the real work, we struggle. Now, the second part of it is mental energy. Mental energy. And this is where you talk about focus and problem solving capacity. And you notice that this drops when you have too many decisions to make. So everything is pulling at you. Everything wants your attention. Everything needs you to respond. Everything needs your time. You're going to get overwhelmed. And I have learned that you should do deep work when your mind is fresh, not when you're tired. So, how many of you are morning people? In the morning, your mind is clear, you're good to go, you're good to hit the ground running. I want to get feedback from everybody. If you're a morning person, say hi. If you're an evening person, say hello. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just dependent. Oh, I see 2 hellos already, 9 people. Okay, my morning people. My morning people, yes, where hi is for morning, hello is evening. So I'm seeing a lot of highs here. So that means a lot of us are morning people. Beautiful. Evening people. Nice one, nice one. Beautiful. So it's good that you know that's when you're most productive. See, if you want to do work and get the best results, do it when your brain is sharp. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I know it sounds very complex when I'm speaking of the coaching grammar, but what I'm trying to tell you is do it when your brain is sharp. So if you're like me and first thing in the morning after praying and your devotion, your mind is like, come on, girl, let's get to work. Do it then. See all those things that are hard to do. I was listening to a podcast by Uncle Elon Musk. I mean Elon Musk for those who don't get the joke. But Elon Musk, and he said, I'm most productive in the mornings. So I wake up by 4 a.m. and I do my stuff. But once I get to work, I tackle all the hard tasks between 8 and 10. And for me, that taught me, oh my God, like do all your hard things when you are freshest. And do the easy things when your brain is dull, when you don't need to stress your brain too much. So I'm not a great evening person, but because coaching comes naturally to me, once I'm prepared, I can do coaching at night. Do you see? So intentionality. Do it when your mind is fresh, not tired. Number 3, emotional energy. Your ability to interact without exhaustion. Your ability to interact without exhaustion. One of the things that messes with your emotions is your lack of boundaries. I think is in June, we're going to talk about relationships. And I don't mean man and woman relationship. It's not Valentine's Day talk I want to teach you there. I want to teach you how to be able to create boundaries in your relationships. All right, so your relationships are everything. Unresolved tension. Some of you are laughing with people that you're angry with. That's messed up. It's draining you, guy. The energy you are using to contradict yourself is draining you. Why are you not having conversations? Some of us are finding it, we find it difficult to confront people and let them know I'm offended, you hurt me, I don't like something that you've done. Would it beat you? You need to be able to look at people, right, and have hard conversations with them and say, I did not really appreciate the way you spoke to me. I felt like you yelled at me. And I didn't find that respectful. Oh, I'm not comfortable with you adding your task to mine because you're older than me. Especially in the workplace. You need to be able to speak up for yourself, else you become an emotional dump for everybody. So you want to begin to practice communication, define your communications. And even as much as like undefined relationships with the opposite sex, you're talking with a lady till 2 a.m. every day. Now you're catching feelings for her, and she says you're like a brother to her. You did not put boundaries in place. Why are we talking till 2? You want to go to bed and she's saying, no, please don't go. Don't go. Don't leave me here. Are you mad? Are you okay? Don't leave you here. You're in your father's house. Like, bro. So you need those people in your space. You need those people in your life. I know. Sorry. I can be like this sometimes. You're doing video call by 11. You don't have lights. You are still doing video call. Your battery is dying. In the morning, your alarm that is supposed to wake you up cannot wake you up because you have used it and talk to the opposite sex. Now the battery have died. No NEPA to bring light. Is your life not sad like that? Now you are late to work. Is it not you that have lost on every side? Very soon you will lose your job. Soon you will lose the person because the person doesn't want to be with somebody that doesn't have a job. Oh, I lost my job because of you. Do you think they'll hug you and say, hey, you have done well? They'll call you a loser. People are even encouraging madness. Someone said, Uncle Paul, leave me alone. Moving on. Have honest conversations. Hey, I noticed we've been talking a lot daily. What's going on? What are we doing? Are we just friends or are you catching feelings? Oh, I noticed that every time you're in trouble, you call me. What's up? Why? If you don't talk about it, you will assume it. If you assume it, it is a potential crying moment for you when you see their wedding card. You also want to be able to, stay with yourself. Some of us are not comfortable with ourselves. We must be on our WhatsApp status ranting. Deal with it inside you. You don't have to talk about it to everybody. You don't have to share about it to everybody. Sometimes, just deal with it yourself. Talk to your own self. Be your own company. I like my company. Oh, that's the time when I do some of the best work that I do. When I'm by myself, when nobody's yapping in my ear, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Stop complaining. Number 4 is your physical energy. This one is around your sleep, your movement, your nutrition. Sometimes hunger can often look like spiritual attack. Hunger. There's this ad that they used to do when I was a child, and a hungry man is an angry man. Truly, hunger can look like anger. Hunger can look like spiritual attack. Don't mismanage your life. Understand the rhythms of your life. There are certain protocols that you should have around things like fasting for an extended time. Have protocols for fasting. Have protocols for resting. I have a mentor who would never enter into a bedroom with a cell phone. There's no cell phone in her bedroom. It's her personal, it's what works for her. Come up with what works for you. I'm not saying don't carry your phone. No, it's not when you're in trouble, you say it's because I said don't carry your phone. No, have a protocol for your own self. You want to do or understand that your schedule, your rhythm should match your energy. Do the most difficult things where your energy is the strongest, not when your calendar is free. No, some of you need to redirect your energy. or redirect your schedule. Become intentional about it. Any questions so far? Okay. So, Mr. Paul, unmute yourself and ask your question. So it makes it quick. I can't hear your question. Did you already start asking? Any questions, guys? Oops. I think I may have to unmute because sorry. Can you try now? Paul,
Okay, yeah. Good evening.
what do you mean?
Yes. Okay. Talking about this energy thing and maybe scheduling and everything. I want to ask towards church activities. When you're in a church that, let me just say that, okay, you're in a unit and then you hold a position, and it seems like from Monday to Sunday, you're always in church. Like you close work 5 o'clock, you go to church, come you go to church from 5 to 7, then from 7 coming back home. How can one manage that?
Okay, so basically what you're trying to ask me is how can you manage your schedule to live your life, yeah? Is that what you're asking? Okay, especially in church. All right. All right. All right. All right. Nice one. Nice one. The truth is this. Remember the decision filter that I asked you earlier. Some of you are holding positions that for
Yes.
now you may need to find a way to balance it. Is this aligned to who I'm becoming? Is this the right time for it? And is this consistent with the lifetime I want, the lifestyle I want? You want to look at it from that three-part lens. Number two, you want to also have conversations around either we have one long day or are you I hope I hope this doesn't sound offensive, but have a way to, if it's a prayer unit, okay, can prayers be done online and then 1 hour every day, and then we can meet up for an all night on Friday, right? You want to take all those things into consideration so that number one, you're not offended. Number two, it doesn't get overwhelming. So find a way around it. Find a way to improve upon it. Say, okay, are people, can I ask you a question? Are people showing up every day? Are people
Yes.
really showing up?
Yes. Yes.
Everybody supposed to be on ground are showing up daily.
Like basically the days, the way it goes here is not as if is a particular, like is a like for that unit, it's not just one unit for every day. So it's a different like engagement for every day, not just a particular engagement. Let me just say, okay, like you used prayer band, like prayer unit. It's not just prayer band meeting every day.
Okay,
So
so you're involved. So I want to ask you a question. Are you a pastor?
no ma, I'm
You're
not a
not a
pastor.
pastor. You just really love the Lord.
Yes ma.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes ma.
Okay. So you have a job that you do 9 to 5, and then you have to be in church 7 to 9 or something, or 6 to 8
Yes.
from your workplace.
Yes ma.
That can be overwhelming. You want to have conversations around. You know why I'm insisting on having conversations and finding other ways? Because right now it may seem like not a big deal until you get married and your spouse feels like you're not spending time at home because you're consistently on the move, or it tampers with who you're trying to become. So have a conversation with them. And in fact, let's even, oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm sorry, Lord. First, pray for wisdom. There is a unique wisdom for what you do and for how you do it. Ask God for it. Even how to speak to your pastor, ask God for it. So there was a time that they made me a head of service unit, and then you know, I was also I was also leading a ministry. I also had my business. I almost did not have time to sleep because I was putting out fires everywhere. And I prayed about it, and God had to tell me, did I ask you to take up the service unit role? And I said, no, sir. And that was the end. I stepped down from service unit. I was all fine and good because I asked God for wisdom. And because I stepped down, I also did not end up offending anybody, because that can be an issue too, offending people. I did not offend anybody. I was able to step down without offending anybody. I hope that this helps you, Mr. Paul. Let me know in the chat if it helped you. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, let's talk about strategic goals, because we've looked at your identity, we've looked at your weekly structure. Now, I didn't want to teach structure from the place of the blueprint of structure and all of that. I wanted to teach you practically um, what is in the in structure, and I wanted you to be very, very clear about it, not being laser fair or anything. I need you to be very clear about it. All right. And now I want to talk to you about strategic goal mapping, not just having goals. You see, structure alone would not create progress. Progress happens when direction becomes measurable. And this is where most people fail. We set goals like, oh, I want to grow my brand. I want to be consistent. I want to make more money. I want to improve spiritually. Those are intentions, they are not targets. And there's something I always tell people: you can't execute a sentence, you can only execute a defined action. So remember earlier when we were talking, when I gave you my build framework, and I told you, I said, if you want to earn 100 million at the end of the year, this year, that means you should be earning a minimum of 275,000 naira daily. That is the only way at the end of the year you'll be able to have an income flow of that amount. Why? Because we did the math. We worked it and we showed you. So you want to be able to convert your vision into goals, strategic goals that you can work with and you can work on. Now, if I want to create strategic goals, where do I start from? Number one, you have to reverse engineer the future. Reverse engineer the future. So you're not going to start from today. You're going to start from the end and walk backwards. Because when you start from the present, you think small. When you start from the future, it helps you to think accurately. So think about what you saw about your 5-year goal. And now you want to circle which one matters now. So it could be your career and business. It could be a skill you need to master. It could be financial stability. It could be your spiritual growth. It could be your health. It could be influence and leadership. Choose one part of it and focus on it. Right? I have learned over time that you can't build 5 things at once. You stabilize one, then you expand. A lot of times when we try to upgrade simultaneously, we create an invisible stagnation because nothing is moving, even though we feel that everything is moving. And then the step 2 is that you break it down. So you have your 5-year goal, you have your 3-year goal, you have your 1-year goal, you have your goal for this quarter, you have your goal for this week. So I have the big picture of what I want, but can I bring it down, 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 down until it becomes easy for me to think about? So if I want to have a conference, for example, in June, and I want 1,000 people to attend my conference, how many weeks do I have between now and June? How many weeks do I have between now and June? That's May, June, July, sorry, March, April, May, June. That's about 4 months plus. 4 months. 1,000 divided by 4 months, that's about 250. 250 divided by 4. My maths people, please help me. I'm stuck. That's about 80 something. So that means that if I can get 90 sign-ups a week, if I can get 90 sign-ups a week, by June, I should be able to get about 1,000 sign-ups. Where are my people that were doing this together? Oh, they've left me to myself. Thank you, 62.5. Thank you, Temilolua. Thank you so much for not allowing me to embarrass my mother. So 62.5. So if I have 62.5 sign up, that's about 63 people sign up every week. By the end of June, I should be able to have 1,000 sign-ups. So every day, if I now divide this 62.5 divided by 7, I can now set a target and say every day I need 9 sign-ups to be able to meet up to my target. I need 8 sign-ups. Thank you. So that's about 9 to meet up to my targets. So if 9 people sign up every day for the 4 months, I will have 1,000 people in the room on the day. Do you see strategy? The reason why it looks too big, it's because you're looking at the big end. You're looking at the end. No, we start from the end and we walk backwards, then we break it down so that it becomes easily attainable. It becomes easily walkable. So Your year five is your destination. It's like, okay, this is the picture. This is what I want to achieve. You are clear about it. Not just what you want, is what must be true. So let's say you have a design agency. You can now say, I run a profitable design agency with 20 recurring clients. Not I'm successful at my business. No, you're clear about what you want. Then for year three, you're asking the capacity question. Oh, what must I already be competent at by year three to make year five realistic? This is where you now begin to think about skills. Every future is built on trained ability, not desire. So you begin to work on the skills. Year one, you want to look at foundations, for example. What must be stable in 12 months? Not perfect, stable. So it could be a completed certification. It could be a consistent posting schedule. It could be emergency savings. It could be a structured prayer routine. It could be your first paying client. Whatever it is, choose some outcomes and be stable. You don't have to do more than 4. When you overwhelm yourself, you won't be able to achieve it. You noticed all of a sudden, from if you're paying attention from year 5 to year 1, you now notice that your future stopped being emotional and became structural. All of a sudden, there's no anxiety. The picture is clear. Where you're going is clear. So you now know what matters this year and what does not matter, instead of trying to do everything. Then you can now try to shrink 1 year into 90 days. So you want to ask yourself, okay, what can I work on this quarter? What can I stop this quarter? What can I start this quarter? How can I measure weekly this quarter? Like you want to become that radical about it. What is growing, what is stopping, what is starting, what is measured. You want to answer it. The moment you answer it, you now realize that, okay, I'm making progress. Okay, I'm doing what I could not do before. I'm paying attention in ways that I wasn't not paying attention before. Then you now convert that quarter to weekly. What is the one thing I need to do every week to achieve this thing this quarter? That's how you achieve this thing. It's not hard. It's not dramatic. Every goal is achievable if you can make it work. So it's not just saying, oh, I'll work on my business every week. No, that's vague. You can say every 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, I will reach out to my already existing clients. So you reach out to them, you thank them for your constant patronage. I'll tell you guys a story. Right? I have this person that sells Zobo. Now, she's not the best, but she does this thing where every week she sends me a message to check up on me. Now, she may not be the best quote unquote Zobo maker, but her action puts her top of mind. Her actions give her leverage. It's something to be intentional about. It's something to be driven about, to be focused about. It's something not to allow yourself to fall behind on. So this is how you maintain strategic goals. This is how you maintain strategic goals. Now, we now go a step further, and you can now architect accountability. You can now design accountability. Okay, this is what accountability looks like for me. So for me, for example, I have 3 tiers of accountability. My first tier of accountability is my personal review. This is where once a week I sit with myself and I ask myself, what worked? What did not happen? Why didn't it happen? And it's not to tell excuses, I'm just stating facts. This was supposed to be done this week. Why was it not done? Why was it not done? What can be done so that it can be done? So there's no guilt, because we're the ones that now become emotional. We become guilty. Our guilt paralyzes us. We are no longer able to think, function, or make decisions. No, at this point, what we're doing at this time is to say, okay, this did not work. Why didn't it work? And make the adjustment. There's no crying. Oh, no, 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 no. There's no crying. There's only accountability. The second level of accountability is your peers, your contemporary. So somebody that is building to a friend or something like that. You guys can choose to be each other's accountability partners. Send weekly proof. Here's what I completed. So, for example, Joy Okocha, I know her personally, is a business owner. Now, Joy can set a goal and say, I want to make 100, I want to make 1 million in sales weekly, right? I want to be able to make 1 million in sales weekly. Now, she's not just going to say, I want to be able to make 1 million in sales. Maybe she has another friend who says, okay, me too, I want to make 1 million in sales. And then they'll now decide, both of them, to say, all right, perfect. You want to make 1 million, I want to make 1 million. Let's sit down and work together on how we're going to make 1 million in sales. And so when we now talk to each other every week, you send me a screenshot of your account balance. 1 million in sales is seen, 1 million in sales. Do you see? So we're building together. It's not somebody that is trying to embarrass or something. No, 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 no. 1 million in sales. This is what I completed. I've noticed that we do better when there is a level of accountability kept for us. Then the third level is like an authority oversight. This is where you can get like an accountability coach or a mentor who can like correct, give direction, not someone who comforts you, someone that clears you of your doubt, someone that is not afraid of you, to tell you, hey, this is not working, this is not the best fit for you, you can do better. So when you want to set goals, you want a future that you break into stages that you convert into quarterly focus, and quarters that you move into weekly actions. So you're being intentional, you're no longer being emotional, you're now becoming structured about what you want to achieve. All right. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? We have a few minutes left. Okay. All right. So we've looked at you defining the future. We've looked at breaking it down to weekly structure. We've looked at measuring your execution plan in alignment with, your future and all of that. But I want us to answer the question of why people abandon plans that they were excited about. And this happens a lot with us believers. You know, you begin the year excited. By February, you're already angry, you're already losing track of your vision. And it's not because you're unrealistic. Many times it's because life negotiates you out of it. And I've learned that progress does not stop dramatically. It usually stops gradually. So all of a sudden, missed days becomes missed weeks. Mixed weeks become, a new normal. So it's no longer a big deal. So I want to talk to you on how to protect your structure, how to protect the systems that you have put in your life. You see, I learned very quickly that nobody wakes up in the morning and says, oh, I want to waste my next 5 years. How many of you wake up and you're able to do that? You wake up and you say, oh, I want to waste the next 5 years. I want to see how the next 5 years will not work for me. How many of you do that? When we drift, it happens subtly. We get distracted in very subtle ways. So we become busy instead of being intentional. We begin to react to life instead of being deliberate about life. We begin to we are occupied, we're doing everything, our hands are in everything, we're in every project, we're with everybody, instead of being strategic about our advancing. Um when you want to be comfortable and that comfort becomes like the key thing instead of what you're trying to build. So, oh yes, and this is why discipline is not punishment. Discipline is protection. Discipline is protection. There are three resistant laws that when I learned it, it shaped my life. Number one is that comfort would always fight your future. Comfort would fight your future. You see, your brain prefers familiar comfort over meaningful effort. So your brain will naturally choose what is easy. Your brain will choose to respond to messages. It will choose to scroll through information. It will choose to organize instead of create. Because sometimes when you're trying to build, it's not always certain. It doesn't always look certain. And your growth would mean that you choose comfort over relief intentionally. You have to be able to choose comfort over relief. So you want to ask yourself, did I do what was easy or what was important? I don't just want to do the easy things. I want to be able to do important things. I want to be able to do meaningful things. Number two thing I learned about resistance, especially when it comes to resistance to discipline, is that my feelings will fight my consistency. My feelings will fight my consistency. So there are days where I'll feel clear. There are days when I'll feel nothing. My system must not depend on my emotions. My systems must not depend on my emotions. My systems must be, it must work with or without my emotions. Listen, I know you see me and you're inspired at me, but there are days when I don't want to work. There are days when all I want to do is sleep. But your system should not depend on your emotions. Consistency is not repeatable actions when you're excited. It's repeating actions when you're neutral. So whether I'm excited or I'm not excited, the work must happen. Today is a Saturday. Today was almost sit at home in Abuja. There was election day. I didn't go anywhere. I could have said, oh, I need to sit down, watch a movie and just chill, cancel today's class, go out with my husband or watch movies with my husband or something. But no, we did work. My husband was doing his work. I did my work. I'm currently doing more work. Be clear. Stop allowing yes, it's being recorded. Stop allowing your mood to decide your behavior. Stop allowing your mood to decide your behavior. Number three, urgency would always fight priority. So the first was that your comfort will fight your future, your feelings will fight your consistency. Number three, urgency will fight priority. Many things will feel like you need to do it now. Many things will feel like they are very important and they must be done now. But I've learned that in real life, few things are actually important. Few things are actually important. If you don't have structure, urgent people will control your schedule. Have you ever had those people that will call you and say, oh, this thing needs to happen now, 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 now. Like, I'm waiting, I'm here, I'm this, I'm that, and that. No. Understand how to manage urgency. You know, I ask myself a question as part of my weekly review. Did I build my life or did I respond to my life? Did I build my life or did I respond to my life? So it's not just about the events that happened in my life. It's being able to say, okay, this thing I did, is it a reaction or is it advancing my life? You know, you want to have that, you want to be able to sit with yourself, have those reviews. You can choose once a week, same day, same time, no phone, no multitasking, and do this weekly review. Did I build my life or did I react to life? What action did I take this week that moved my life towards my future? What consumed my time but did not add progress? When you're dumb scrolling on social media, that's an example. Or asking yourself, where did I avoid discomfort this week? Where did I avoid discomfort this week? So what were areas of my life where I avoided discomfort? I took the easy way out. I took the cheap way out. I took the way out that was most convenient for me instead of doing what was best for my future. And then, you know, deciding, okay, now that I know where I messed up, what can I change next week? What is the single most important action for the coming week? Ask yourself those questions, answer it, become very intentional about it. See, even the Bible says that let all things be done decently and in order. So don't live your life to that chance of, oh, whatever will be, Sarah, Sarah. No, no, no. Whatever will not be. It requires your participation. It requires your intention. It requires your intention. So I want you to take these things that I have shared with you, and I want you to be able to plug and play. Put it to work in your life. Plug and play. Make it work. Does anyone have any questions before I wrap up today? Any question, guys? So I hope that you take what I've taught you, and I hope that you go back and, you know, listen to it and plug in what you've learned. Bamidele Joel, please go ahead and ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for the teaching. I've been really blessed. My question is, okay, you mentioned in passing about friendship, ma'am, and although you said you'd focus more on it in June, but I just have a very pressing question. In choosing friends, like I've had a lot of issues here and there that made me look at myself like, okay, I need to check. But I just want to know what is more important. Is it discernment or alignment of values? Like when I want to decide, oh, this person is coming close and I'm observing, should I focus more on, okay, this value aligns here, this aligns here, or more than that, like scripture will say, henceforth knowing no man after the flesh. Should I be more of, okay, let me design, ask God for, or just look at the value alignment part, man? That's my question.
Um, I think discernment would even do the value alignment for you. And let me give you context for what I mean. The fact that we share a value, right, would help me. The fact that I can discern you, I can discern who you are, means that God, the Holy Spirit has done most of the work for me. Unless I just genuinely like you and I want you in my space, then what I normally do is I even pray about you first before I start. And the moment I pray, the Holy Spirit tells me who you are to the T. There are people that I liked, like I really, really liked them. And the Lord said to me, this person is not your friend. And later down the line, in the moment, yeah, it was painful because the person wants to be close to me, the person, like, and it all makes sense and all. And then God says, this person is not your friend. And that's okay. I've learned that it has to be okay for me. It has to be okay that they're not my friend. It has to be okay that they're not in my success circle of trust. It has to be okay. I don't see the future, God does, and God has never misdirected me. But if it's something that, okay, I'm just using, my physical attractors to decide, definitely I'll pay attention to values. But if it's something that I'm allowing myself to be spirit led, if I discerned that somebody should be in my life, then the Holy Spirit will show me. But I would also watch and pray, you understand? Because people can open themselves up to certain things. So I would also watch and pray. So the fact that somebody is in my life is not like the end of it all, right? The fact that someone is in my space does not mean that um they've earned a placard in my destiny. Do you understand? So I want to also be able to look at, the people in my life and say, okay, it was a consistent prayer journey, that has made us who we are. So sometimes I see that, oh, my friend is about to go into error. I pray about it. I see that, okay, stuff is going on with my friend. I remember that there's one of my dear friends, one of my best friends. One night she was dying, she was sick, she was not in the country, and the Holy Spirit just prompted me to pray. And I wanted to pray all these Igbo people will call it cherry prayer, like very quick prayer. Oh, God, protect this person, and then go to bed. It's like, girl, if you don't pray, you're going to hear that your friend is dead. And so I got up and I prayed, like I prayed and I prayed through. And she woke up in the morning and she sent me a message and she said, thank you for praying for me. So that's the kind of friendships I have. I see my friendships more as supernatural than just natural. If you're going to be my acquaintance, that's when I'll begin to check values. I'm not praying for acquaintances. But if you're going to be my friend, it has to be intentional. I don't know if I answered your question, Jewel.
Yes, ma. Thank you so much. You did. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions, my fam? Family? Any other questions? All right. So drum rolls, please. I'm so excited. Next month is going to be phenomenal. We have another masterclass